Mic check 1 2 1 2. It's the Y2K collector, and as you can see, pretty much all of my retro collection is gone. The shelves are empty, and I've had to make some changes recently, and there were some changes that occurred, just some life changes, some work changes, which is probably the most significant change, that has caused me to change a lot of things, including my collecting strategy, what I'm collecting and how I'm collecting. It's also caused me to make some pivots. Anyone who's followed my channel, for long enough, that I go through seasons where I'm buying, seasons where I'm not buying, and seasons where I'm selling. And so coming out of the first half of the year, the goal was to pause on all buying because of a few things. But the biggest thing was because of what was happening with work. But over the past couple weeks, I've gotten some news, which hopefully will give me more time back to pivot how I engage in the hobby of retro game collecting, as well as trading, selling, and things of that nature. So one thing was that I needed to kind of move and shift my collection, or parts of my collection, and then two, there were pieces of my collection that I wanted to sell. And then three, because of some of the time that I'm going to get back, I realized that it would now afford me the opportunity to continue collecting and continue making purchases. But I would have to do some selling and a little bit of flipping to be able to subsidize some of the cost. So at this stage, it's a change up. And again, as you can see, a lot of the collection is gone from the game room. Sounds pretty hollow in here. I haven't sold everything. I've just moved some things around, put some things away for storage, and now I'm kind of in a space where I'm kind of filtering through my collection, weeding some things out, and then, seeing what it is that I want to keep and what it is that I want to get rid of. Now, moving forward, right, unless there's some other change or unless there's some other update with work or just any other life updates, the strategy for me right now is to engage in some selling, which we're going to talk about some of what we've got here. It's going to be to engage in some selling, and then it's going to be to engage in some selective purchasing. So if I see a good deal out there, I'm not going to just walk away because I'm like, I'm not buying right now. No, if I see a good deal, if I see a very underpriced game, if I see a game that I might be able to flip, then I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I'm just going to get this out the way. If you're emotional about resellers, then, sucks for you, right? Reselling is a part of life. If you buy a house one day, you're going to resell it to someone else if you want to upgrade to a new house. You're not going to be able to just say, oh, you know what, I'm going to just keep this house and buy another one. In most cases, people have to resell their homes to purchase another one. If you want another car, most people have to sell the car that they have to buy another one. It's just the way things are. And that's really how I've always treated my channel. I buy, I sell, I collect. That's what it is. And that's one of the biggest reasons why I never really ask for subscribers or ask anyone to subscribe to the channel, because, I want people who want to be here. So if you want to be here, be here. If there's things about the way I collect, or if there's things about the way I just engage with the hobby, by all means, there's tons of channels, there's tons of YouTube channels out there that you can watch, and I welcome you to go ahead and subscribe and view what you feel most comfortable viewing and subscribing to. With all that being said, I want to talk about my most recent pickups, because I did have a massive pickup, right? Probably the biggest pickup that I've made all year. I want to talk a little bit about that. And then I also want to talk about what I'm going to be selling in the next month or so. So before we get into any of what I'm selling, let's start off with the pickups. And I did a quick video on this yesterday, but I want to talk about these pickups more in detail. So I kind of just broke these up into values, basically, from going from the least expensive or the least valuable to the most valuable, and we'll talk about it. So we'll start off with these first 4 games here. So these first 4 games were Game Gear games that I picked up. These were found at a swap meet in my area that I didn't know existed. I was off. I had a random day off, and I'm also off again today. So, and I realized, you know what? Let me just go ahead and run some errands. And while I was out there, I saw a swap meet, and one of the vendors there, they had Game Gear games. So I picked up a copy of Mortal Kombat on the Game Gear. I picked up a copy of, I believe this is Spider-Man versus the Kingpin. Oh, I believe this is Spider-Man versus Kingpin on the Game Gear. I also picked up Streets of Rage on the Game Gear, which is actually a pretty good deal. And I also picked up, what is this? Sonic Triple Trouble on the Game Gear. So these are the 4 Game Gear games that I picked up. All of these games are pretty much, they're not super expensive. I think the most expensive one is probably going to be Streets of Rage, which goes for between 15 and 17 bucks. Then you've got Sonic Triple Trouble, which is around 12 bucks, Spider-Man, and then Mortal Kombat. So these were some really solid handheld pickups. I've always wanted to get into Game Gear. I just never really found like games that I wanted to actually go out and get. But was able to pick these games up in a bundle for roughly around, I want to say around $7 each. So not too bad on that, in my opinion, just for someone who's wanting to kind of get into the Game Gear. So went ahead and picked those up and was glad about that. Then at one of my local GameStop's, they had some DS games. And one of the things that will determine whether or not, my cat is always shedding everywhere. One of the things that will determine whether or not I pick up a DS game or not is condition. And I was in a GameStop and they had some DS games that were in really great condition. One of them being Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. This was like $8. So went ahead and snagged this here. Really clean, had all the manuals and all the inserts. So added that. This is actually staying in the collection, and all the Game Gear games are staying in the collection. Everything that I'm talking about now is staying in the collection. So that was a pretty good pickup. Went to another GameStop. They had Sonic's Ultimate Collection. I know I have a lot of Sega Genesis, like I have the Sega Genesis Mini, Sega Genesis Mini 2, and a bunch of like different Sega games that I have complete in box. But there were some games in this collection that I don't have on any of the collections that I have, or they're just some games that I don't have. So I went ahead and picked this up just for some of those loose Snaggletooth Sega games that I don't have. And again, this is like immaculate condition, basically brand new is how this one was looking. And for $10, I wanted to go ahead and snag that. I picked up a copy of Assassin's Creed Revelations for $4. This was at a thrift store. So I've never really like purchased an actual like Assassin's Creed game. I know these games are like a ton of fun. They're like greatest hits, a widely played series. I just never got into Assassin's Creed. I think I tried it like a little bit when it first came out, like back in the day. But because it was sealed brand new, $4, I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a flyer on this and add it to the collection. So went ahead and picked that up. Then GameStop again, went ahead and picked this up. They had a copy of Alan Wake that I was able to pick up for $7.50. I've heard a lot about this game as well. This is another one that I've never played, but for $7.50, complete in box, wanted to go ahead and give it a shot. So picked up Alan Wake. Then they had Ninja Gaiden, again, another $7.50, Ninja Gaiden 2. I always see these games, these Ninja Gaiden games, but they're always just like completely destroyed. Like the case is destroyed, there's no manual. But again, all of these games that I picked up yesterday were like in like new condition. So for $7.50, and these are games like Ninja Gaiden. This is the type of game that I actually enjoy playing. It's a hack and slasher. I'm all about these types of games. Next up, Castlevania Lords of Shadow. Again, this is just another one of those games that whenever you find them, they're missing the manual. The cover art is like torn to shreds. This was another complete in-box, very good condition copy for $10. Went ahead and snagged that as well. 99 Nights, part 2. So I actually had part 1 and part 2 of this on the Xbox 360 a long time ago. And I wound up getting rid of my copies. So like, I was mad that I did that. So when I saw that they had a complete in-box copy in decent condition, this one is almost 9 out of 10. The thing that kills this copy is the back. It looks like the back took some damage there. So that's what sucks about this one, but still went ahead and added this one to the 360 collection, because I kind of gave up on 360 with everything like going up and going crazy. But I was able to find some really good 360 games for underpriced. Then you have Prince of Persia, $6.50. Not mad at it. Very clean, like new condition. Both discs had the bonus content. Whenever they're in like new condition like this, I'm gonna go ahead and fire. And again, $6.50, not a bad deal. And then for another $6.50, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands. And these are like action-adventure games. Action-adventure games, single-player games, decent enough graphics, pretty cool story, and went ahead and added that. So these is just like a stack of just some basic common games, but all in very, very good condition that I wanted to add to the collection. While I saw them out in the wild, again, you never really see these in that great of a condition, but they had these, so I went ahead and took advantage. And that whole stack is probably, for all these stacks of games, not bad. I would say probably, what, $75 or under for all of that. Somebody else could do the math on the channel, but really, really not bad at all. Was really stoked to be able to pick all that up. All right, moving along. This is the next tier. So this was the 15 and under tier. This is going to be like the 40 and under tier. So this is like the 40 to 15. So starting off, we had Sonic Rush Adventure. Now, I actually had Sonic Rush on the DS back in the day. And when I sold off like 60% of my DS collection, I sold it because deep down, I really wanted this version. So I went into GameStop again. And when I saw how clean this was like brand new condition. The manual is perfect. The card is perfect. Went ahead and added this one to the collection. And yes, my hands are super ashy. I washed them and did not put on any lotion. So deal with it. Then they had Silent Hill. I'm still not sure if I want to keep these Silent Hill games. I've never been much into the horror, but they did have this. It's very clean. It's a series and it's a genre that I'm interested in trying out. I've always just wrote these games off, but I'm thinking about trying them out. So they had Silent Hill there. Then they had the Silent Hill collection, HD collection as well. Now I got 25% off on all of these games that you're about to see, pretty much. So this was another decent pickup. Was really glad to be able to find this complete in box again, like new condition. So went ahead and snagged that. Then I had some like sleepers, right? This is one of them. So Resonance of Fate on the 360. I'm not sure if this is one of the ones that shot up during the whole 360 craze, but I'm pretty sure that this is like a $30 game, and GameStop had it for $7.50. And I got additional percentage off, so I don't remember what it all boiled down to. But this is another one, was like in like new condition, had the manual and everything. So I went ahead and snagged it up. Wasn't mad at all about it. Again, I'm not gonna see a deal and just walk away from it. I'm a fan of Sega games, so I went ahead and took advantage while it was there. $7.50, not bad at all. I'm just gonna shift that there. Then they had some PS2 games. Again, like shocked. They had Champions of Norath. This is one of the PS2 games that I sold when I sold off like 50% of my PS2 collection, and I regretted it. 25%, well, like 27% off this price as well. Complete in box, very good condition, almost like new. Went ahead and snagged that. Never really see that a lot at GameStop. Then they had Champions Return to Arms. This one was kind of underpriced already. They had this price like almost 20 to 25% off market value. Then I got an additional 25 or 27% off on that. So Return to Arms, again, complete in box, really, really good condition. Man, I'm not going to pass that up. It was a good deal. So I went ahead and snagged that. And then similar story here, right? So they had Suikoden 3. I have Suikoden 5. I think I'm going to collect them. I might just get them all. But they had Suikoden 3. Again, same story, complete, really good condition. Went ahead and added it there. So just some really, really clean pickups yesterday. It was like crazy how much stuff was there. Then this was a game that I had picked up at the LI Retro Expo. I think yesterday I said 2023. I actually picked this up in 2022. This is another one that's kind of gone up a little bit in value. I think this is like 24, 25 bucks. Went ahead and added it back. This is like an adventure, kind of like an action adventure game on the 360. Decent graphics and cool story. So this is the type of game that I like. Like some of these games like aren't really up my alley. Like Silent Hill, I'm not super much of like a horror guy. Suikoden is an RPG that I'm not super like, you know, crazy about. But the rest of these, like the action ones, I'm definitely about. I'll try some of these out because of how clean they are. Like they're like brand new and they are underpriced. Well, the Silent Hill ones weren't really underpriced, but the 25 to 27% off made up for it. So, but yeah, Majin Forsaken Kingdom, went ahead and added that. Then they had the Lost Odyssey for 18 bucks, 27% off that. Was really glad to find this. They had all 4 discs on this one. Manual was great. I'm not going to open all these up, but that was another one that was in really good condition. Then they had Naruto. Now, this is one that I've never seen clean. I've always seen this game either torn to shreds, missing a manual, the disc is scratched to hell. This one is in really good condition. 27% off this price. This was already underpriced from what it goes for. And clean, like super clean. Had all the inserts, had all the like little coupons and stuff inside there. Very good find. Went ahead and added that. And this is like a cool like adventure style Naruto game, because I know a lot of them are kind of like fighting type games, but this one's a little bit different. And then this copy of Wii Sports Resort I actually picked up at a thrift store. It was like a consignment store. I need to like clean this case off. But I got this along with a complete, well, almost complete inbox Wii. Guys sold this to me for 30 bucks. I thought that was a really cool deal because this game alone goes for like 29 bucks, 30 bucks. So pretty decent deal. Basically got the Wii for free. I wasn't going to say no. It's a clean deal. I don't need another Wii, so I'm going to sell that, and we'll talk about that when I get to what I'm selling. But went ahead and got the Wii Resort, added that. So a really, really clean pickup on some of these 30 or 40 and under games. I thought it was a really cool deal. So went ahead and added all of these to the collection. Really, really sweet deal there. So that is that tier of games. And now we're going to get to the next tier before we get to the final tier. Okay, so this is the tier where things start to get a little bit more crazy, right? So they did have a copy of Alice Madness Returns. This was more so for a condition upgrade. I already have this game, Alice Madness Returns. I have this on the 360 and PS3. My PS3 copy was really crappy because I had bought a copy of Alice Madness Returns from GameStop a while back. I actually got it for free during one of their buy two get one free promos. But the version I had was like in rough shape. So this was a complete condition upgrade. This is complete. Very, very good condition. The case is great. Went ahead and just added that. It looks like they were just cleaning house, like they were cleaning their warehouse out. So added that. Picked up a copy of Afro Samurai, 27% off this. This was, I do already have a copy of Afro Samurai on the PS3. So this was just an addition on the 360. This was already underpriced because I think this is around 40 bucks on the 360. Only thing that makes me mad is they put the sticker on the cover art. Pisses me off. I hate when they do that. But it was complete. This manual is damaged though. That's the only sucky thing about this. This manual is a little bit torn to shreds. Someone decided to let their dog chew on that. But all in all, I mean, decent pickup. Wasn't mad at it. Added it to the collection. This was another sleeper, super underpriced. Didn't realize that they had this here, but this is like a third-person kind of stealth game, Velvet Assassin. Never heard of it until I got and saw this in the store. 27% off this price. I believe this is, someone left a comment yesterday that this is like a $42 game. I think Price Charting has it at 47. So they had this one underpriced for sure. And again, this game is like brand new, like crazy how clean these 360 games were. They were just like too clean to pass up. So went ahead and added that. Then they had another one. This is one that I've been looking for, because if you've been following the channel, you know I've been trying to collect all the Spider-Man games. I'm glad I didn't buy it online or eBay it, because I knew I'd run into it. And here you go, 27% off. Friend or foe. This is complete in box. The manual's in great shape. The disc is in great shape. So pretty much got this one for what, around 23, 24 bucks. This is like a $60 game. So not mad at all about that. That was another underpriced pickup. Glad to find that. This was a huge sleeper, huge sleeper. And I've been looking for this for sure. When I was looking for this game, it was like $100 online, and there was no way I was paying that much for this game. But they had this 27% off the 28. Super clean, like all these other 360 games, extremely clean, like new condition. Had the manual. The manual is in superb condition. Even had the little Ultimate Alliance insert. These are like brand new almost. So was not gonna pass this up. Really clean deal. Went ahead and added that. Wolverine there. Spider-Man, Web of Shadows. They had this one. So with this one, they were running like a promotion where you could get like 30% off, or 30% extra trading credit, 30% extra off of like Pokemon cards. And then one of the coupons that they had was an additional 25% off one pre-owned game of your choice. So I applied that to Web of Shadows. So I was already getting a 25% off discount plus the extra 25 on this one, which knocked the price down. This was a steal for sure. So went ahead and added Web of Shadows. This too is a condition upgrade because I already have this game, but this one is just a much cleaner condition. So went ahead and added that. They had Web of Shadows there. Was stoked about that. Then they had a copy of Azura's Wrath. Man, they had like all types of stuff yesterday. Azura's Wrath, super clean, 27% off. Was glad about that. Added that one there. Azura's Wrath is one of my favorite 360 games. This is like a beat 'em up adventure game. Sick. Check that one out. Azura's Wrath is super dope. And then we have another condition upgrade. So this is Killer is Dead on the PS3. So I already had Killer is Dead, but they had a special edition. This is only $19.99 plus the 27% off. So this was an amazing deal to find Killer is Dead on the PS3 there. So that was a really sick deal. So not bad for the games that, in this, I guess, grouping, this would have been all the games that were pretty much like, you know, 70 and under or 80 and under for this stack. And this was just a very clean stack. A lot of sleepers in this bunch, and just some really good deals. So not mad at all about that. Very happy to be able to find a bunch of these games and get the condition upgrades that I wanted. All right, now we have our last stack. So the last stack that we got here is the games that are 100 and over. So the first one is Web of Shadows. This is more expensive on the PS3 for whatever reason. Price Charting has this game at $108. They had it there. This was a condition upgrade. I already had this game, but just my copy had water damage on the cover art. For those of you who know, I picked up a copy of this game a few months back. So now I have a very clean copy of Web of Shadows. Not mad at that at all. Then the girl came out and bust this out. Metroid Prime Trilogy. Mind you, 27% off the in-store price for this, which is like $55, so 27% off that. Then they had Metroid Prime Trilogy. I think they had this one for 27% off on this one. Added this to the collection. This is the Steelbook Wii version. This is really pricey. When I looked this up, it's like $100, $120 game on the Wii. Was shocked, actually. So went ahead and added that one. It was just a good deal. I mean, you know, 45 to 50% off. I'm not going to say no to that. So added that. And then one of the best pickups I would say in the bunch is this copy of Shadow Hearts. Now, I have Shadow Hearts Covenant on the PS3, sorry, on the PS2, and Shadow Hearts Covenant is like $100. This version of Shadow Hearts is, I believe this goes for like $125, and I got 27% off the 74 or the 71 because I'm a pro member. So got an additional percentage off. So this one wound up running me, I want to say like around 55, 60-ish. Not bad for this copy of Shadow Hearts. Again, this is an expensive RPG. I am a fan of the Shadow Hearts series. I have like Kagero. I have, wait, or is that Deception? It's Kagero Deception. I get them confused sometimes, but I know I have Shadow Hearts Covenant. Somebody let me know down in the comments if Shadow Hearts has anything to do with the Deception series. I feel like I'm crossing those two because I'm not an expert on RPGs, not a huge RPG guy, but I do play some of them. So these were the really expensive ones that they had that I added to the collection, and overall, just some sick deals, man. Just some sick deals yesterday. I was able to snag. They had a ton of stuff. And I know that they have more stuff that they're going to be coming out with. So this was just a combination of thrift stores, you know, swap meets, and GameStop. So not bad at all. All right, so now we're going to talk real quick about what I'm selling. So what I'm going to be selling is a bunch of like common PS3 stuff, which is what you're seeing here. This is stuff that I'm going to be selling and getting rid of. I've also got some PS2 stuff that I'm getting rid of as well, some doubles. I do have a couple Game Gear games that I picked up because some of those Game Gear games I picked up in a bunch. So I'm going to be getting rid of some of these sports Game Gear games. I also got Pinocchio as part of a bundle deal. Going to be selling this as well. I have some 360 stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of. NCAA March Madness, Shadowrun on the 360. All of these are complete. I've got some Marvel Legos as well as NCAA Football 12. So some sports stuff that I'm going to be getting rid of. I've got some Lego DS stuff that I'm going to be bundling and getting rid of. I just told you all about the boxed Wii. The cool thing about this Wii that I think is pretty dope is that this is the backwards compatible Wii, so you can play GameCube games on this one. So I think this will sell pretty well. And then down here is where some of the more pricey stuff is that I'm selling. So I do have a disc-only copy of Egg for the Dreamcast. That's a very good game. I think I have one of the Lunar discs underneath that. I've got some loose cart copies of some decent Super Nintendo games, Castlevania and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And then I'm going to be selling all of my doubles. So Killer is Dead, that's my original copy, going to be selling that. Web of Shadows, that's my original copy, going to be selling that. I picked up a copy of Modern Warfare 2, the Steelcase edition, so I'm going to be selling this as well. Chronicles of Riddick is going to go out the door. Azura's Wrath, going to be getting rid of that. I do have a copy of Spider-Man Web of Shadows that I'm also going to be getting rid of. So with what I sell, in selling these games, I'm going to be able to recoup about 65% of what I spent yesterday. And I've got some more stuff, actually more, probably like 70% of what I spent yesterday to pick up all of those games, which would be great, right? If I'm able to add, you know, this much stuff to the collection, because I'm keeping all of this. If I'm able to add this much stuff to the collection for a couple $100 net, that would really be a great day for me. So that's the plan for these next couple days. And that's probably what I'll be doing over the next couple months to kind of subsidize the pickups. I'm only going to do these types of pickups when either the deal is really great, a really great deal, meaning that I'm getting 40% or more off, which is what I averaged out to yesterday. I'm also going to do it if the games that I'm getting are in like new condition, because condition matters a lot to me. So especially when it's games that's going into my collection. So I'm going to be doing that. But outside of that, you know, if it's just like some basic stuff, or if it's just like games priced at market value with no discounts, I'll probably pass. So that's the strategy moving forward. Just when it comes to the collection, I don't foresee myself being able to find more retro stuff like Super Nintendo stuff, just because it's harder to find that stuff at a discounted rate, and you're either going to have to go to eBay, or you're really going to have to like attack the yard sales and the swap meets and the thrift stores, and like I still don't know if I'm going to have consistent enough time for that. Yesterday was just a lucky day. Like if these games were not available yesterday, I would have bought nothing yesterday. But yesterday I got really lucky. It was timing and I was able to take advantage. And if I see a deal, I'm going to snag it. So let me know what you think about the pickups down in the comments. Let me know what you think about some of the games that were added. Do you find any of these fun? Are you a fan of the action games, the RPG games? And where are you at with your collection? What season are you in your collection? Are you in a buying season? Are you in a selling season? Are you transitioning? Have you had to make any changes or adjustments? Let me know down in the comments. It's the Y2K Collector. Take it easy.